This reminds me of Wendell Berry often references an idea of pragmatic ownership, i.e., you own a thing that you can actually have the benefit of, versus like a piece of paper or partial ownership share where you'll never have control and you'll never actually be able to do anything with it besides sell it to someone else. And I think it just feels different having a place that's yours and your family can be there. It's not just that you can do whatever you want, although of course that's a big part of it. It's also that in 99.9% of world scenarios, your home isn't getting taken away from you and you can keep that roof over your kids' heads. Happy Saturday, brother.
There's an efficiency argument. It's hard to find long-term leases, especially on desirable single-family homes in the United States. So when you live in a house, not only can you customize it to your needs, but you become efficient at navigating it, at maintaining it, at knowing what all your things are. You can invest in improving it. You can invest in putting things there. You invest in your neighbors. You invest in your neighborhood. You take a more long-term view and outlook on everything. So if you really are in a happy place and you're willing to put roots down there, often buying is your only option to put down roots, and it increases the compound interest that you gain in your everyday behavior and actions.
Yeah, I think that makes sense if you know where you want to be. But we were discussing it in the terms of people who like already want to move, or they move frequently or something like that. And I think that people who are in that situation get a bit overly attached to the idea of owning a house when they're transient on, say, the time scale of like 2 years or something like that. I think actually the one reason that you gave that's a very good one is that certain areas it's just not possible to rent, and the only way to get access to that area, even if you only plan to be there for 2 years, is to buy. Oh no, I'm saying it's specifically silly to buy if you plan on moving around a lot and insist on buying the whole time, and that's stopping you from your plan of moving around a lot.
Oh yeah, I agree. 2 years is too short of a time period to buy. You should be looking at 10 years really, but at least 5, probably closer to 10 though.
So it's essentially the broken window argument. This window broken, the shop owner calls the glazer. Glazer comes and replaces the window, gets $5 from the shop owner. Now the glazer goes and buys a bunch of coffee, gives the $5 to the coffee maker. Coffee maker goes and buys a dress from the tailor, and who gets the $5? Now the tailor goes to, let's say the tailor is the shop owner's wife. So it's a complete circle. So people often refer to that fallibilistically as, creating something, because all these people had activity in the economy, except that $5 was destroyed, because that $5 should have gone from the shop owner outward into the economy, and instead was destroyed by that circulation of action. So in the same sense, there's arbitrage between renters and owners. And so once people start selling down to rent or trying to rent their places, everyone's doing it at once. And it's just the nature of that type of circular defensive economy that it'll start to ripple down, and then at some point prices really break and people freak out and start to sell. But my main argument is that interest rates will not come down again unless it's a response to a problem in the economy. And the housing market has been through such a big ride that I don't think the housing market will crack on its own unless there's other problems in the economy, namely unemployment. That's my thesis.
This reminds me of a conversation that was about organizing society and development, and speaks really to the home of it, which is the compounded benefits of individual property ownership and the compounded relationship between maintenance.
Yeah, and then throw in also the fact that before you even decide if you're going to be there 2 years, let's say, how long does that take? And when you're going to do that, how long does then organizing, understanding the real estate market, getting everything in order, all that. But real estate is very odd. Maybe we should have a real estate conversation. Because obviously Canadian and Australian real estate has mooned for a long time. U.S. real estate, by some metrics, is cheaper, but that seems a little preposterous, so I wouldn't mind understanding. I understand the tax, ownership, acquisition, disposition, cost segmentation. I understand the treatment of it once you elect to it,